I found that all of my drunk munchies and other kind of munchies just were relieved. Hey everyone, Kayla here with Damn the Diets for another video. Today is a little bit of a different video. I don't know, I have all these video topics and request type videos, and this is the one that I just feel the most inclined to talk about right now, and it's really random. I don't really hear anyone talking about it. I've experienced this relief, so maybe somebody else can relate with this. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about how through recovery, another relief that I found through letting go of all the restrictions, the food restrictions, the over-exercising, and just letting my body do its thing and working with my body instead of against it. I found that all of my drunk munchies and other kind of munchies just were relieved. Like, I don't have munchies anymore. And it almost makes me think like munchies are, so you know how it's like the truth juice? If you drink something, like it's almost like your different self, or you would say things that you normally wouldn't say, or you know, you would do things that you wouldn't normally do. You just have, it's like liquid courage kind of thing. You get more confidence. You kind of are just more secure with yourself. And I'm not promoting in any way to become an alcoholic or drink a lot, because I hardly ever drink, to be completely honest. I just don't really like drinking. It doesn't help me sleep or anything. But occasionally at a social gathering, or if I just really want a good craft beer or something, yeah, like I don't restrict myself. Like I go out and I do that. I went through a period where I didn't drink at all for like years, for like 5 or more years. I just did it recently because of social reasons and just because I wanted to. It's kind of fun here and there, right? Some people love it. Why restrict yourself of that if you're not restricting yourself, or you're trying not to with food and everything else in your life? Like this is just another aspect to your balance if that's something that you want to include in your life. So the whole point of this though, it was just an epiphany. Like I used to feel so out of control around food, even more so when I would drink or partake in other kinds of things. I'm not talking about crazy things. I'm just talking about, you know, some herb. Yeah, so I would feel just super extra crazy and I would eat a shit ton. And I always felt like I hated munchies. And that was actually one of the reasons why I stopped in the fitness days, is because not because of health reasons, but because I didn't want to gain weight from how bad my munchies got. Like that's why, because I was trying to keep my 6-pack and kind of stuff, and I didn't like how out of control I felt around food. And it's like, I wonder why. Maybe that was just breaking down the barrier of my nonsense, of my control that I did just on a daily basis. And so that just like, you know, it makes you feel just to let loose a bit. And so in that aspect as well, it's like, well, maybe we shouldn't be so strict and sticklerish with our food as well. So let's get it all in now while, you know, your guard is down, or while you're not a stickler and you're feeling a little bit more flexible. Your body's like, oh, let's get it in now. And so then the next day, you know, you feel guilty and shameful. Then you hate the munchies and you just think that munchies are just part of it, and that you're just always gonna feel out of control with drunk munchies or whatever. And when I say drunk, I don't mean like glasses and glasses. I just mean like even after one, people get severe munchies. And I used to get severe munchies even after just 1 or 2 glasses. That's what I realized is now being recovered, even when my extreme hunger was starting to die down in recovery, I was like, wow, like I don't have munchies at all. If I was feeding all of my cravings during the day on a consistent basis, and I wasn't facing extreme hunger or mental extreme hunger or cravings during the day in my normal day-to-day life without any liquid courage, I didn't face it when I would have alcohol as well. So it just got me thinking, why did I used to at a point where I was restricting in my day-to-day life, and now when I don't restrict and I don't feel deprived in my day-to-day life, therefore I don't have munchies when I drink. I'll eat if I'm hungry, even if it's late before bed, but it's not like I just eat enough to be like, okay, I'm satisfied, I'm full. But it's not like, oh my gosh, I feel ravenous right now. I have to get it all in. And it's the munchie type extreme hunger. Like there's all these different kinds of extreme hunger, and munchie extreme hunger is its whole other world. And if you know what I'm talking about, then you're probably like, yeah, munchie type hunger is so unique. It's just like a crazy extreme type hunger after you drink. And you kind of don't really give a fuck. Like, you don't even care at that time because you're just like, oh, I feel good anyways. Food sounds amazing. I don't even care. And that's what I used to fear, is that fact of that I didn't care. I got to the point where I was like, whatever. I didn't care about really anything. And so that pertained to food as well. And the consequences, like whatever that means. Like, see how all these mindsets comes up? You're like, wow, I felt like I would get consequences, or I felt like I would have to punish myself after I did certain things. And really, these are the mindsets that we adopt. And so this is what continues to fuel our cycle of guilt and shame around food and our body. And it's just interesting because I bring these up because these are the mindsets I used to face. And now I'm just like, I can't believe I even thought that, and now I'm saying it and I'm repeating it, and I realize how ridiculous it sounds, but that's how we think. And so don't take these phrases and words or thoughts that I'm saying from the past and think that I still think them now, because I don't. I'm just trying to explain a story and how my mindset used to be, and it's just not that anymore. So when I say unclean foods or dirty foods or punishment or consequences or all this stuff, like, that's how I used to think. I don't think any of that anymore, but for the sake of storytelling, I'm going to, say this stuff. But anyways, I don't know if I had to preface that or not, but some people can just take one little thing that you say that you didn't even mean a certain way and just be like, well, you said this. And I'm just like, well, I didn't mean it like that. But anyways, honestly, I don't really have to say any much more than that, but just that realization that I don't have drunk munchies anymore, or any munchies for that matter. And even my friends noticed, and they comment on it, and they're like, how, that's just so abnormal that you don't have munchies. And while they're all feeling crazy around food, or not all of them, because I don't have that many friends that are super restrictive, but I don't isolate myself because I could potentially feel triggered. Like, no, you just love them and let them go through their journey. And if they want to hear what you have to say, then so be it. But, I'm not going to let them trigger me back into that. No, been there, done that. So yeah, they've even noticed and commented on it, and they think it's completely odd and strange, and they can't even understand or fathom it. And I never could have either, but that's just, it is what it is now, and it's cool. I don't ever have to have that fear of feeling out of control anymore, or fear of, or guilt, or feeling shameful after. It's just, I'm just living my life, and it's just awesome. And I'm not here to boast or whatever. It's just literally because I'm just so grateful. Like, I literally, back in the day, I thought that this was never possible. I never thought that living this way or having a life of freedom without the fear and the anxiety and the guilt and the shame and just all the feelings of just hating yourself and hating that you loved food so much. I just never thought that there was a life free from all of that. I literally thought I was sentenced to a life of prison within that, the confines of those mindsets and restrictions. And so I just love sharing about it because it's hard to believe. I get that, but it's possible. Even when you believe it's not possible, it's possible. And of course, I went through years of recovery to get to this point, and I'm still in no way perfect, and I'm still learning every day, but I'm at a place where I never thought I could be, and it's just mind-boggling, and I'm just forever grateful. And that keeps me going and owning my own life and decisions with food and my body and exercise, and it just keeps me in check, because having this realization and just knowing my own truth and knowing what works for me, really truly knowing, and not just faking myself into believing something that might be true for me. For example, like telling myself that raw vegan was the way and it was going to make me healthy. I never felt healthy or sane. I was crying every day because I had to use enemas every day to have a bowel movement. I was crying because I was just thinking about food all the time, and I was just in a life of misery, as well as in the fitness days. And now it's not like that. And yeah, I do deal with days of like depression and stuff, or just certain emotions or triggers that happen as I go through life. I've dealt with that since I was a kid, but it's nowhere near the life sentence of prison that I was when I was just masking it all with food restrictions and that kind of stuff. So that's a little deep, real note for you. So I'm not always just happy and smiley and uppity up like this on the videos. No, I have my down days. No one ever promises a life of forever 100% happiness when you're recovered. We're still human, and we still have a vast experience, like we're supposed to experience all levels of emotions. And it's unfortunate that we look at sadness and depression as a complete negative thing that we should just suppress and just run away from, because that's scary and we don't understand it. So we need to just run away from that, or box someone up in a hospital because they're having a bad day or a bad week. Just like we have bad physical days like flus for a day, 2 days a week. Like we go up and down with our mental health as well. So anyways, that's a whole nother topic and a whole nother video. If you want me to talk more about that and what I experience and go through, let me know in the comments below. But for now, I'm gonna keep it to just the drunk munchies being relieved after I let go of food rules and extreme exercise and trying to control my body. And yeah, so if you want to learn more about how to do that, watch the rest of my videos. I talk a lot about how to do it. And if you want further training on that, be sure to check out my 7-week coaching program. And I tell you everything I know that helped me get to the point and place of where I am today. So until next time, I will see you in the next video, and I hope that you have a great rest of your week. Okay, bye guys.